Hey you all, Rick and Deb here. We are just outside of Atchison, Kansas. More specifically, we're at the Atchison, Kansas airport. And even more specifically than that, we're at the Amelia Earhart Hangar Museum. Now, it's only supposed to be a 4-hour drive. But between road work, slow-moving vehicles, pit stops, and everything else that you can imagine, it took us more like 5. We just all got here, it's 11 o'clock. They don't open until 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Wednesday through Sunday. Okay. Like I said, oh, that was a crazy drive, though. Oh my gosh, I thought we was ever going to make it. I mentioned high winds. Very, very high winds. Still fighting the high winds right now. Hope this comes out right. It's really cloudy today and windy. Cloudy and windy. They weren't lying. I looked up this morning, and they are not lying. It's very cloudy and very windy. So, I'm going to hope that this comes out on the video. But at any rate, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to take you around the outside here a little bit, and then we'll go inside. Just hang on, and I'll be back in a minute. Like I said earlier in my intro, this is part of the Atchison, Kansas airport. Okay, now when we get done here, what I plan on doing is going to the Atchison, Kansas, and do a dash cam tour of Atchison, Kansas. It's supposed to be a really haunted town. However, probably won't be able to do that today. But I will try to drive around, and at least I've never been to Atchison, so it's going to be interesting to see what's going on in Atchison. There are tours that you can take, guided tours about how haunted this town actually is. The first thing we're coming up on is a large statue right there. Amelia Earhart, famous aviator, first one to fly solo across the Atlantic. She flew right over here. There's the name. Right there. I will be taking pictures too. This is the building, the entrance. There's the statue. And over here, I'm going to show you this too. Amelia Earhart Hangar Museum. I'm going to reiterate something that I said in the video in my intro, just in case it may not come out so windy today. We had a horrible time getting here. Lots of road work, tons of road work, slow-moving vehicles, places where you had to stop for traffic lights because of the road work, high winds, pit stops, you name it. It was a very, as a matter of fact, it took us 5 hours to get here instead of 4 because of all the delays. But we finally made it. They opened up, like I said, they opened up at 10 a.m. We got here right at 11 a.m. But we're here now, so, yeah. But at any rate, as you can tell in the video, it's very, very, very cloudy today. But no rain, it's just cloudy. And when we got to Topeka, oh gosh, I thought it was going to be blown off the road. Going through those Flint Hills. It was crazy windy. I'm not even lying. Now see, there's the airplane. It's got a little dotted line. I don't know if you can make that out or not. And it goes all the way over toward the actual airplane that she flew. Let's go over here. We'll take a look at it. And we'll try to show you everything here before we actually go inside. It's I think it's $14 or $15 a piece, but seniors get in for $12. But here's the aircraft that she flew. Of course, she was never found. we got our admission paid. We're in the gift shop area. I'm just going to show you what they've got here. They've got a, look here, they got your wings for the kids. Bendable astronauts. Toys for the kids. Well, there's a, almost look like the Blue Angels there. T-shirts. They got T-shirts. I may see if I can get me a T-shirt here after a while. Looks like wooden puzzle. Drink containers. Metal model kit that you'd put together. Here's a bobblehead. Amelia Earhart bobblehead. They got some Lego. Oh, they got coffee mugs. They got a whole ton of coffee mugs. They even got Amelia Earhart's blend coffee. But at any rate, oh, they got, yeah, for your coffee. Oh, that, yeah, that's pretty cool. Or your drink or whatever. They got a lot to offer here for gifts. Here's a mask, a disguise kit, it says. Okay. They got costumes for the kids, books for the kids, and magnets. Oh wow, all kinds of magnets, look at that. And pens. Oh, I like their pens. There's her pens. They offer quite a bit. They have quite a bit to choose from. Their magnets are only $1.50 to $2.50 for the magnets. Well, these are actually lapel pens, but they have magnets too. So, okay. They even got a press penny machine. They even got a little album to put your pressed pennies in. Always think about Carpetbagger when it comes to pressed pennies. I don't collect them. Oh, they got some items on clearance. Okay, let's go on around here. Meet Amelia, it says. And then suddenly the adventure began. The dream became actuality. We were off. Amelia Earhart was a courageous trailblazer whose inquisitive nature allowed her to explore her talents and pursue a passion for flying. Determined to have a chance at the same adventures her male counterparts had, her perseverance and grit led her to become the legendary pilot still loved to this day. Though she disappeared while attempting a record-breaking flight, Amelia's legacy endured and her story has reached mythic proportions. Amelia's steadfast spirit continues to inspire, stirring us to dream bigger, fly higher, and work harder to achieve goals. And sponsored by Lockheed Martin, which was, of course, the plane that she piloted. And they got some travel guides here and some more pamphlets. And she does a little presentation. Yeah, it looks real. I don't know when she's going to start again. Maybe we can catch her later. Okay. Okay, we've seen the gift shop part. Well, okay, I don't know. Maybe we can catch it later. I don't know. Yeah, we're going to go and get started, I guess. Yeah. Aviation, education, exploration. Okay. All right. Let's go and get started. We can come back maybe and catch her. Okay. I don't know. Hold on here just a second.
I'm Amelia, and I'm truly honored you want to learn more about my amazing adventures. Perhaps they will inspire you to reach higher for dreams of your own. I'm looking forward to spending some time together today and sharing some of my stories. If I can tell you one thing, it's that when you really want to do something, nothing can stand in your way, though you do have to set your mind to it. Are you ready to work as hard for your goals as I did for mine? Okay. Well then, I think we're ready for takeoff. Really, my whole life is a story of aviation. I was lucky to be young and full of curiosity at a time when flying had just become possible. People wished to join birds in the sky since, well, probably forever. Who wouldn't want to feel so free? I longed for adventure more than anything. But believe it or not, it took me a bit of time to discover my passion for flying. In America, women weren't even allowed to vote until 1920. That was the same year I first rode in an airplane. Things were changing fast back then, not just for women, for the whole world. I felt that I was living on the edge of the future. I dared to dream that a woman could fly as well as a man could, maybe even better. Though I faced a lot of criticism and doubt. Once I really set my mind flying through the clouds, I didn't hesitate to reach for the sky. People started taking note of my dedication to the art and science of flying. I well remember the day I received a telephone call asking if I wanted to be the first woman to fly across the Atlantic. Who would refuse an invitation to such a shining adventure? I was captivated by the experience and determined to repeat the journey as a pilot, not passenger. 4 years later, I did, flying solo across the Atlantic in my bright red Lockheed Vega 5B. Unforgettable. You'd think I might have been satisfied with that, yet somehow when dreams come true, they often spark even bigger dreams. My next adventure will be attempting to fly around the world in my Lockheed Electra 10E, just like the plane you will see today. Pilots are always dreaming big dreams, and I learned that when dreams come true, they tend to become stepping stones to the next achievement. Of course, every lifetime comes with its share of turbulence, whether you're a pilot or not. That was certainly true for me. In such cases, the secret is to remember that the sun shines brightly every single day. Sometimes it's have to break through the clouds to see it. I say that skies are always clear for a pioneer, and that no matter who you are, your amazing ideas can change the world. I encourage you to experiment, meet new people, learn new things. Be ready to jump in, sign up, and say yes. You will find the unexpected everywhere as you go through life. By adventuring about, you become accustomed to the unexpected. And after that, you'll be ready. Flexible, realistic, tolerant, hard-boiled, and sympathetic. And then, the field is clear for pioneers like you. Your accomplishments will challenge all of us to reach even higher. Your future is waiting right in front of you always. So step forward and let's spark new dreams together.
Okay, I think that's all of that.
Note to the double doors.
Okay.
They will get you started on your tour.
Okay, thank you.
Okay,
give me
So
information?
this is Muriel. She is what we call a sister plane to the one that Amelia actually flew. Sister plane in that she is only one of 14 Lockheed Electra 10Es ever built. Muriel happens to be the last remaining one. How we know that is Muriel, when she was bought in 1937, was sent over to New Mexico and Brazil and flew passenger flights. Amelia is of course lost at sea or whatever you believe. The other 12 were kept here in the United States and then later called into the war. So that's how we know Muriel's the last remaining one. We got her here in Atchison in 2016. She had been found by a lady in the early 80s in a scrapyard in Florida, and her intention at that time was to restore the plane to original condition, and she was a pilot and wanted to actually attempt the flight herself. Unfortunately, 30 years, a lot of money, she was sick, so then she just simply wanted it restored. Our foundation here was able to purchase Muriel. We brought her back here, like I said, in 2016. She was stored in a hangar. We have been here 3 years this month. So literally, we were built around her. They built kind of the shell, poured the flooring, pulled her in, and then finished the rest of the museum.
Cool. So they built a building around the plane.
Yes, yes.
That's really
So
interesting.
we kind of had a shell,
Yeah.
and then they poured the flooring.
Okay.
So of course we had to have the ceiling in.
Right, yeah,
because of the
right.
flooring. And then they brought the plane in, had it covered in plastic, and she was here until they got it built. So we've
That's-
been here, like I said, 3 years.
3
this
years.
month. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much.
You're very welcome. If you have questions as you go, holler at me,
Okay.
and I'll be glad to help.
Thank you very
And
much.
we do have a school group here, so you'll have a little extra noise.
Okay. Oh, that's all right. Okay, like she said, this is Muriel. It says, like broken bones, which nature knits slowly in her own special process, the injured parts of an airplane must be painstakingly restored. There's no shortcut. Amelia's airplane was as unique as she, one of only 14 Lockheed Electra 10E planes made. Hers was called the 10E Special because of the many modifications made for long-haul flights. The Lockheed Electra you see here is also special. It is the last existing 10E named in honor of Muriel, Amelia's sister. Muriel was meticulously restored, bringing her back to life rivet by rivet so she can inspire the next generation of enthusiastic dreamers. Okay, and like she's explained, they had to build the building around the plane. Adventure is worthwhile in itself. Okay, well, let's get started. I will be taking pictures, of course, later on after we get done with the video. I will be taking lots of pictures. There is a virtual deal that you can do. I may or may not do that. I don't know yet, but we're just gonna look around here first. I may do that. I don't know yet. That's one beautiful plane, though. That is one gorgeous plane. I just love that. Okay, let's read some of this over here. A storied past. Muriel is not simply the same type of airplane that Amelia flew on her world flight attempt. She is the last remaining Lockheed Electra 10E in the world with the history all of her own. December of 1935. Built by Lockheed, this Electra 10E was delivered to Pan American Aviation Supply Corporation and transferred to the subsidiary in Mexico, Compañía Mexicana de Aviación. Okay, then June of 1937, this airplane was transferred back to PAA, then operated by a Brazilian subsidiary, Pan Air do Brazil, flying domestic routes connecting with Rio de Janeiro and Buenos Aires. And this is a map, a collection map. It's part of a map collection. Okay. April 1943, the Lockheed Electra 10E was pressed into service by the Brazilian national airline. I can't pronounce all that. Registration PP-VAP. There's another map. Okay. January of 1950, the aircraft was transferred to Provincetown Boston Airways and likely ferried many celebrities along the Cape Cod, Boston, New York routes. Okay. During this period, this Lockheed Electra 10E also spent winters in the sunny South, flying in Naples, Florida. Okay. In February 1970, sold to the Zephyrillus Parachute Center, Florida. The airplane was modified with rails which enabled daring skydivers to jump in groups. The door alone was too small. That's kind of a glare there, but you kind of see what they were jumping in groups. October 1976. This Lockheed Electra 10E was transferred to Vikings of Denmark, Inc., which operated by the Rayford Parachute Center in North Carolina. September of 1979, the plane was sold to the Wings and Wheels Museum in Orlando, Florida. Left to the elements outside on a back lot, this Lockheed Electra 10E fell into poor shape without proper care. August 1983. After the museum closed, the plane was headed for the scrapyard until a buyer intervened. The deteriorated Lockheed Electra 10E was the last existing sister ship to the airplane Amelia piloted in her world flight. Okay, 1983 to 2016. This Lockheed Electra 10E was saved and named Muriel in honor of Amelia's sister. Over decades, she was lovingly revived using many parts of instrumentation from when the airplane was built in 1935, staying true to Amelia's era. October 2016. Fully restored, Muriel was shipped to Atchison, Kansas, where she will continue to inspire dreams of adventure and achievement as an enduring testament to future women pilots who, like Amelia, are unafraid to dream big. Okay. Loaded onto a flatbed trailer, Muriel traveled 1,206 miles in 6 days, driving through California, Arizona, New Mexico, Texas, Oklahoma, and Kansas to her new home in Atchison. There's really glare on these pictures. I'll try to take some pictures of the pictures after a while. Okay. There's a mural that says, "Welcome home, Muriel." The people of Atchison, including nearly every child in grade school, held a parade and welcomed Muriel with excitement upon her arrival to her new home. That's kind of like a timeline that goes all the way from December of 1935 right on up until October 2016. Oh yeah, that is all very, very interesting. Okay. Oh, you can get your picture, you can get your face put in there with Amelia. Amelia. Okay, giving us a salute there. Childhood. When I was a little girl in Kansas, the adventures of travel fascinated me. With my sister and my cousins, I gratified my ambitions by make-believe. Amelia would not seem out of place today, but she was an uncommon child for her time. Unconcerned with society's expectations for how girls should behave, she was determined to follow her passions. Amelia was a natural leader, conducting daring, imaginative exploits with her sister, cousins, and neighborhood friends in tow. Drawing inspiration from the rapidly changing world around her, Amelia dreamed big dreams from an early age. A curious child with a love of learning, she used creativity to experiment and solve problems. She was unafraid to fail, then try again. And that was her childhood. Okay. Amelia was set on her path by family members who inspired and encouraged her. Amelia was born in 1897 to a family of dreamers and learners. Her father showed her how dreams can be motivated. He fancied himself as an inventor and designed a signal flag holder for the railroad. It was a promising invention, but he later found that it was already patented and earned no income for Amelia's family. Amelia's mother, who impressed her companions by summiting Pikes Peak as a young woman, encouraged her daughter's natural fascination with science. Her mother gave anatomy lessons, and she prepared chicken dinners and helped Amelia and her sisters and her sister established an insect collection. Her grandparents' large library at Atchison reinforced the girls' love of reading and included stories meant for boys with titles like Learning by Doing and Onward and Upward. Muriel left center there, and Amelia far right played the toy hot air balloon given to them by their father, Edwin Earhart, 1906. He frequently brought the girls unusual toys to inspire their curiosity and creativity. Background: Otis family portrait taken at Atchison at the turn of the 20th century. Grandma Amelia Otis Ballas, and Annie Otis, Muriel Earhart Morrissey, Amelia Earhart, and Grandpa Gideon Otis are pictured left to right, and you can barely see it. Okay, and then Amelia longed to try things for herself, so she built a roller coaster to satisfy her curiosity. Historical comparison. At the World's Fair, Amelia and her mother rode the Ferris wheel, pictured here behind the Illinois State Building Exposition, in consolation for not being allowed to ride the roller coaster. A World's Fair in St. Louis. With a population of about 575,000 in 1900, St. Louis was the fourth largest city in the United States, so it's no surprise it was chosen to host the 1904 World's Fair. Today, St. Louis is the second largest city in Missouri, behind Kansas City. Amelia's father took the family to the 1904 World's Fair in St. Louis, which featured the scenic railway roller coaster. The ride took people on a whirlwind tour around the world through exotic displays of Florida, Greenland, and the Persian Empire. Young Amelia was curious and eager to travel, but was disappointed when she was told that the ride was too dangerous for girls. She wanted to experience what it felt like to whiz along the track, so she decided to build a coaster for herself. Wow, that's interesting. Okay. Amelia used her imagination to find creative solutions to problems. Amelia's creativity was evident from an early age. She told ghost stories in the caves near her grandparents' house, and, using an old carriage in the barn, invented imaginative games with elaborate journeys to the make-believe town of Cherryville. Well, there actually is a Cherryville, Kansas, but at any rate. Her inventiveness helped Amelia solve problems. After a neighbor's chickens dug up the flower seeds she had just planted in the garden, Amelia didn't stay frustrated for long. She engineered a mechanical trap to capture the stray birds, using an empty orange crate with a hinged lid. The trap worked, an example of how her creativity led to success. Historical comparisons, breaking the mold. Today, pants are considered boys' clothes. When Amelia and Muriel were children, girls generally wore only dresses. Their mother made play suits with pants so the girls so they could play more freely. Their mother grew tired of mending torn dresses. Her first hand-sewn bloomers embarrassed the girl's grandmother, but she eventually saw how practical pants were for girls who loved to play sports and hop fences. Okay, I'm trying to make sure I get everything covered. Okay, this is the barn over here. This is the barn. Represented in the in what we've already read. That's the barn right there. Or a representation of the barn. Okay, then up there says the engineering spirit. As we go along, it says, just like flying, Amelia designed and constructed a roller coaster with help from her uncle Nicey. After greasing the planks of wood with pork fat, they used the 8-foot-high stool shed roof as a launch point. Amelia whished down the track in an old wooden box, claiming to her sister that it was just like flying. Given the affectionate name of Uncle Nicey by Amelia and her sister, Carl Otis was their mother's youngest brother. Front row, Muriel and Amelia down the front row. Okay. Back row, Uncle Carl Otis, Amelia Harris Otis, grandmother of Carl's wife, Anna, Amelia's parents, Amy Otis Earhart, and Edwin Earhart are all right there. Design your own tool shed coaster. Okay, I think that's what that is. I'm sorry. This was the tool shed coaster that Amelia Earhart had invented or created. Right there. That's a tool shed coaster. I'm sorry. I got that kind of backward. Okay, now over here we're looking at a roller coaster. That's a huge roller coaster, by the way. Energy is never created or destroyed, but it can change form. Amelia experimented with her homemade roller coaster, adjusting the angle of the track to get a longer, more stable ride. Track design affects the transformation of energy throughout the ride. The coaster performs work to get the cart to the top of the first hill, building up potential energy. Energy related to position. The higher the first hill, the more the force of gravity can pull the cart down. Once the cart begins to move downhill, its energy transforms to kinetic energy, the energy of motion. As it's going to show you here, there's a maximum potential energy, maximum kinetic energy, and then friction right there. View these principles in action on the model. Number one, the initial hill gives this coaster all the energy it needs. Maximum potential, number two, at the top of the first hill. Number three, maximum kinetic energy at the bottom of the slope. And four, other hills are shorter because the cart loses energy to friction, the force of one surface against another. Okay, our brains release chemical messengers that influence our personalities and decisions. Stories from Amelia's childhood, including sledding head first through the legs of a horse, highlight her lifelong love of thrilling adventure, but what causes a person to be risky or more cautious. Our brains are complicated networks of cells called neurons that communicate using chemical messengers called neurotransmitters, which can influence our personalities. Scientists are learning that some brains release neurotransmitters that you might expect in response to initial experiences. And then here's a diagram. Signal dopamine receptor, dopamine producing nerve cells, and synaptic vesicle. Okay, all right. Okay. Dopamine is a neurotransmitter related to reward systems in the brain. Thrill seekers often release dopamine in response to intense or risky situations. Cortisol is a neurotransmitter tied to stress. If you're more cautious, your brain likely releases cortisol when faced with a risky scenario. Chemical messengers in your brain command your unique response to an adventurous experience. Whether you feel thrilled, alarmed, or even both, it's all in your head. Okay. All right. We'll look at the roller coaster. It's going all up and down and around. Yeah, it's quite the... Well, it goes fast too. Once it gets up that first hill, it really moves along. Okay, let's go look on here. Atchison, Kansas. Atchison, Kansas was a bustling town when Amelia was growing up. Though she moved many times during her childhood, Amelia always considered Atchison her hometown. While some things have changed, many familiar landmarks date back to the 1800s. Use the hotspots to learn more about Amelia's life in Atchison and explore her impact of the city. Let's push start, see what happens. This map is a color lithograph from 1880 showing the bustling town of Amelia's childhood. While things have changed over the years, some landmarks illustrated are still recognizable today. Well, let's just try one. Atchison, the freight depot. Okay, Atchison Railway. The railroad was instrumental in shaping Amelia's hometown, bringing commerce, industry, and a sense of pioneering possibility to Atchison. This photograph, taken in 1958, shows a freight depot in Atchison, Kansas, which served both the Atchison, Topeka, and Santa Fe Railroad and the Chicago, Rock Island, and the Pacific Railroad. Okay, well, that's interesting. There's all kinds of stuff to click on here, but that kind of gives you an idea, basically. Okay, here, hold on just a second. Okay, this says growing up. Despite such risks, there are advantages in changing environment. Amelia's unconventional upbringing instilled the self-reliance and resilience that contributed to her father's success. Her parents, especially her father, encouraged her to pursue interests. Regardless of her gender, she spent much of her time with her grandparents at Atchison during her formative years and moved frequently, as her father's railroad job kept the family uprooted and on the go. Despite the struggles of a less than perfect home life, Amelia maintained her good-natured attitude, adventurous spirit, seeking inspiration in the accomplishments of pioneering female roles. These are the pictures of Amelia, I'm assuming. Yeah. Left. Amelia was born in Atchison July 24, 1897, in her grandparents' home. Pictured here, 4.5 months later, in her christening dress, Amelia was baptized at Trinity Episcopal Church. The middle one, there's her as a baby. Then the middle one, age 4, pictured lakeside in Minnesota on vacation, 1901. Then finally, 10-year-old Amelia, pictured here, saw her first airplane at the Iowa State Fair in 1908. Take a listen to what others thought of Amelia as a young girl using the handphone set. Okay, well, I don't think we're going to do that. It's got Amelia the father, Edwin Earhart the father, Amy Earhart the mother, and Lucy Chalice the cousin. And you can push a button and you can hold the receiver right here and you can listen to what they all had to say, but I don't think we're going to do that right now. Amelia's courage and independence developed from lessons learned while growing up. This photograph, taken around 1911, Amelia to the left, stands at the back of a private railroad car at the Atchison rail yard alongside Muriel, her father, and Tomiko, a Japanese porter. While the family had moved away from Atchison in 1909, the city remained an important touchstone for Amelia throughout her life. Founded in 1854, Atchison was the westernmost railroad town to the United States, attempting to cement its position as the gateway to the West. The booming town was a major funder of the Atchison, Topeka, and Santa Fe Railway. However, Atchison had no bridge spanning the Missouri River until 1875, and the train was diverted to other growing towns that invested in bridges earlier. Amelia's courage and independence developed from lessons we learned while growing up. Amelia's determined character was shaped by her environment. Her parents had a difficult marriage, and her father's financial difficulties led to a struggle with alcoholism. Seeing how her father's job losses and thwarted dreams affected by the family, Amelia realized the value of financial independence and wanted to be able to take care of herself. While she recognized that her father had faults, Amelia absorbed valuable life lessons from him, including instructions to never run away from fears. Oh, that's very good. Professional paths. The fact is that the career of one who indulges in any kind of flying off the beaten path is often complicated. When Amelia first saw an airplane as a child, she was thoroughly impressed. But keeping an open mind allowed her to discover an unexpected passion for flying as a young adult. Once Amelia found her new sport, she pursued it doggedly, willing to do whatever it took to follow her dreams. Needing to self-fund her flying habit, she took on a diverse series of jobs, many of which were unusual for women at the time. She's got another thing where she talks. I think we've already seen that one. Here's an old, you can dress up if you want to, form a line here and put on her clothes or whatever. But the most effective way to do it is to do it. Okay. Which of Amelia's careers that fits you? Okay, and then of course, make your aviator. Okay, we're not going to do all that. Okay. Like this is more for the kids. Okay, let's go on. Another old-timey camera there. That's pretty cool. Okay. Skybreakers the history of flight. Unmanned gliders. There's the unmanned glider. 1647, can you imagine that? 1505, Italian inventor Leonardo da Vinci produces the Codex of the Flight of Birds, a study of flight of several flying machine designs. 1647, unmanned and unpowered. Unmanned gliders strengthened in our understanding of aerodynamics and were an important technological advance from the centuries or after centuries of experience with kites. The first glider, dubbed the Dragon Volant or Flying Dragon, was built by Italian inventor Tito Berantini in 1647 and had 8 wings, though it was reportedly carried only as a cat as a passenger. The information gleaned from these early experiments laid the groundwork for aviation to soar in Amelia's time. 1897, Amelia is born. 1908, 11 years old, Amelia sees her first airplane at Iowa State Fair. 1920, Amelia takes her first flight with Frank Hawks on December 28. Her father paid $10 for a 10-minute hop, and she was instantly hooked. Okay. 1921, Amelia begins flying lessons on January 3rd, less than a week after her first flight. That was in 1921. 6 months later, Amelia buys her first airplane, a yellow Kenner Airster she called the Canary. 1922, Amelia breaks the woman's altitude record, ascending to 14,000 feet. 1922. 1923, Amelia becomes the 16th woman to be issued a pilot's license from the International Aviation Organization. Okay. 1928, Amelia makes history as the first woman to fly across the Atlantic. She is determined to repeat the journey, next time as a pilot rather than passenger. That's in 1928. Amelia publishes her first book detailing her experiences, 20 hours and 40 minutes, and begins to tour and lecture, becoming aviation's editor at Cosmopolitan magazine. 1929, Amelia places third in the first Women's Air Derby, also known as the Powder Puff Derby. Now there's the biplane of 1903, right there. Biplanes have stacked lightweight wings. In 1903, a biplane called the Wright Flyer became the first successful heavier-than-air-powered aircraft, the first airplane. Though the wing braces create wind resistance, the wing arrangement is strong and allows for short wingspan, making these aircraft highly maneuverable. That was Amelia's first airplane was a biplane. Now here's the airships of 1852, lighter than air. Like hot air balloons, airships float using gases that are less dense than surrounding air, also known as dirigibles. Airships were the first controllable aircraft to carry people into the sky, with a small engine that allowed for some navigation. The first sustained and controlled flight in history was a non-rigid airship filled with helium. 1853, after a lifetime interested in flight, Sir George Cayley, already known as the father of the aerial plane, successfully builds the first fully functional manned heavier-than-air gliding aircraft. That was 1853. 1888, radio technology invented when Heinrich Rudolf Hertz experimentally transmits a signal. That was in 1888. Okay, now let's go on. 1906, Romanian inventor Trajan Vua builds the first model plane and successfully flies at 40 feet, 12 meters in 1906. Amelia is upgrading her airplane to the Lockheed Vega. Amelia helps to found the 99s and is elected as an official for the National Aeronautic Association. 1918. By the end of World War I, the first major conflict where aircraft were used, aviation had revolutionized warfare tactics. 1920. Women win the right to vote in the United States. 1930. Amelia helps to organize a new airline, the New York, Philadelphia, and Washington Airways, becoming the Vice President of Public Relations in 1930. 1931, Amelia sets a record, women's autogyro altitude record, flying to 18,415 feet. Amelia is elected president of the 99s. 1932, Amelia cements her place in history as the first woman to fly solo across the Atlantic. Gyros, right there. 1923, a spinning wing. That's what is a spinning wing. Like helicopters, autogyros are rotary wing craft because the wing provides lift, rotates around the central mass. Amelia was excited by the potential to make air travel more accessible. Autogyros require a very short runway compared to an airplane, so many thought that they would become common means of transportation. And I don't know if I showed these. Oh, here's the airship up here. I did not show the airship. And I think I showed the unmanned gliders. I need to be careful. Okay, yeah, I've already explained all that, but there they are, kind of in a 3D holographic type of an image. Now jet engines, 1939. Jet-powered flight. Developed in the late 1920s, jet engines were first powered an airplane in Germany in 1939. The United States and Great Britain debuted their own jet aircraft before the end of World War II in a race for technological dominance. These engines were an important breakthrough and now found on most of our modern airplanes. Okay. 1935, Amelia becomes the first person to fly solo from Honolulu to Oakland, California. Also the first flight where a civilian carried a two-way radio. 1936, Amelia and George Putnam collaborate with Purdue University to acquire her flying laboratory, the Electra 10E Special, while planning her world flight. 1941, the United States enters World War II following an attack at Pearl Harbor, a preemptive airstrike by the Imperial Japanese Navy Air Service. 1947, Chuck Yeager breaks the sound barrier, flying faster than the speed in a Bell X-1, a supersonic jet developed by the United States military. Space and travel, 1957, rocketing into space. Amelia was excited by the promise of modern rocket engines. Rockets are a special type of jet engine that enable the pursuit of space exploration. Their powerful thrust allows the spacecraft to escape Earth's gravity to overcome some challenges of space travel. In 2019, an all-woman team conducts a spacewalk for the first time, replacing a power unit at the International Space Station. Okay. Boy. 1937. On March 17, Amelia pilots Electra from Oakland, California to Honolulu, Hawaii, with Fred Noonan, the second navigator, Captain Harry Manning, and stunt pilot Paul Mance aboard, headed for Howland 3 days later. Amelia crashes on takeoff and Electra needs serious repairs. Amelia and Fred Noonan began their second world flight attempt on June 1, this time headed east. During their journey, Amelia becomes the first person to fly from the Red Sea to India. On July 2nd, Amelia and Fred disappear while attempting to reach Howland Island on the last leg of their journey. And here's how the airplanes work. You got the compressor, the thrust action, air intake, combustion chamber, exhaust nozzle, exhaust reaction, and turbine. Okay, well, let's go on around here. Aerial airplanes. Amelia flew a diverse series of aircraft throughout her career, and she broke records and inspired others to achieve greatness. The Canary. The Kenner Airster. Amelia's first airplane, the Canary, was a bright yellow Kenner Airster. She took lessons with Netta Snook in this lightweight biplane and later used it for her first solo flight. The Little Red Bus, Lockheed Vega 5B. Amelia climbs into her Vega in Londonderry after her transatlantic flight in 1932. She would later become the first woman to fly nonstop across the United States. Another accomplishment she achieved in the bright red airplane. The Pitcairn PC-2 autogyro. In 1931, Amelia set the world altitude record for autogyros, flying up to 18,415 feet. The autogyro was the first aircraft of its kind to receive government approval in the early 1930s. Amelia set out to break flying records with it, convinced that rotary wing aircraft would change the future of aviation. All right, I kind of don't know. Okay, here you go. Here is a Pratt & Whitney turbofan engine, and it shows you all the parts here. Turbofan is right there. The turbofan has a large diameter that can move lots of air. Ducts around the turbine causes much of the air to bypass the core of the engine, allowing the fan to spin more slowly, which saves fuel while producing the same thrust. Okay, number two, the compressors, right here. Number two. I don't know if you can see it or not. Number two, the compressors turbine jet engines compress air, increasing the pressure to generate forward thrust. The compressors inside the Pratt & Whitney turbofan engine have integrated rotor blades, making them highly efficient. Okay, that's them right there. Number three, the combustor. Number three is right there, the combustor. Okay. This is where air is channeled into a large chamber to mix with fuel by lowering the pressure and velocity of the air. The combustor is the hottest part of the engine and must be continually cooled by outside air to prevent melting. And then finally you got the turbine engine, number four. Okay. The lightweight gas turbine that drives the Pratt & Whitney turbofan engine has streamlined combustion chamber and specialized coatings that help to burn fuel more cleanly and efficiently. So let's go take a look over here. Okay, this is some kind of a game that you can play. I don't think we're going to do that. Each rivet until it changes white. No. Restoring Muriel. It's just a game that the kids can play. I'm not going to do that right now. Any rate, that'd be fun for the kids to do. Okay, now, uplifting influencers. Okay, she was one of those people who, skirting the farthermost edges of experience, opened up possibilities for us all. Throughout her life, Amelia transitioned from eager apprentice to inspirational superstar, but she could not have achieved her success without the support of key people along her path. This cast of influential characters include Grace Muriel Earhart Morrissey, her sister, and Frank Hawks, the pilot of her first plane ride, enabled Amelia to reach for the stars. She recognized the importance of her own mentors as her fame grew, took seriously the responsibility of being a role model for other young dreamers. Anita Snook. That was the other lady that she took her license from, that she learned how to fly with. George Putnam. Eleanor Roosevelt, that would have been the president's wife. Right there. And this is Fred Noonan, was her navigator. Okay, well, let's go on down here. No borders, just horizons, only freedom. Amelia Earhart. Feminine feats. Now and then women should do for themselves what men have already done, and occasionally what men have not done, thereby establishing themselves as persons and perhaps encouraging other women towards greater independence of thought and action. This is women in aviation. Someday women will fly the Atlantic and think little of it because it's an ordinary thing to do. A founding friendship. Amelia's famous transatlantic flight in 1920 inspired Faye Gillis Wells to pursue a flying career. She was just 21 years old when she helped Amelia establish the 99s. Faye served as the organization's first secretary along Amelia was elected president in 1931. That's a picture of them. historical comparison. The first all-female crew to fly a combat mission pauses for a group photo in the bay of their C-130 in September of 2005. Current day feminine feats. Oh, she's a full bird colonel. Meryl Tenkestol, Ellen Collins, Gina Yeager, Shasta Waltz. I wonder if she's a relation to Charles Yeager. The 99s. So the 99s are an organization of female aviators that Amelia helped found and still operate to this day. The Pioneering Achievement Award 2026, Duela de Melo, astrophysicist, discovered supernova in 1997D, and Hubble Space Telescope Imagine team. Okay. All right. Now, okay, let's continue on around. Mural's propeller. This propeller, right here, one of Mural's few original components deemed no longer flyworthy, had to be replaced while restoring the Lockheed Electra 10E. So that is the original propeller. Okay. Amelia spread her wings, uplifted by her Lockheed Electra 10E in February of 1936 photo shoot. With their airplane stories. There's even an upstairs, and you can listen to speakerphone records. Although Amelia was a media sensation, she did not seek the limelight, telling her friend, "I thought it would be a pleasant change to just slip away without comment." And you can listen to her stories. Okay, we're not going to do that. Okay, let's go on around. Now this is the simulator right here. I don't know. I'd like to do that, but I don't know. We'll just have to see. But there's a simulator. I would love to do that. Okay, now here we go. Now they got a theater here. The theater adventure. Exit theater and virtual reality experience through these doors. Okay, I don't think we're going to do that either. And there's another glance at the of her plane. Exposed metals sometimes undergo chemical reactions that can damage over time. Amelia looked after her planes like they were her pets. While the complex machinery required constant maintenance, the aluminum exterior of the plane also needed frequent care to avoid tarnishing. Tarnish is a type of corrosion, a natural process that occurs when the atoms making up the outer surface of a refined metal lose electrons. Using the oxygen atoms, the oils produced by our skin speed up this process, which is why it's very important not to touch the plane. Oh yeah, that makes sense. Okay. All right. Amelia called the cockpit a cozy cubbyhole, but piloting the Electra 10E could be extremely uncomfortable. Yeah, check that out. Wow, look at all that. Ooh. The technological advanced cockpit of Amelia's Lockheed Electra was lined with equipment. Navigational and flight aids, duplicate instruments for each engine, and communication gear were tucked around above and under the seats. Amelia still described the snug cockpit as roomy compared to a previous plane, the single-seated Lockheed Vega. Piloting an airplane was not glamorous despite the advanced equipment. The Lockheed Electra lacked creature comforts. Amelia stripped away every ounce to reduce the weight of the heavy plane. Already overloaded with fuel with no air conditioning, Amelia and Fred became accustomed to the sweltering heat. They could not touch the broiling exterior of the all-metal plane while flying across Africa. Amelia joked that they didn't record the temperature inside for peace of mind. Well, yeah. Oh, now you actually go inside this thing. I don't know if I can. Please watch your head. Okay. I don't know. We'll try it. Please watch your head. It says. No wonder they packed light. It says, an extra fill gas tank allowed Amelia to cruise at 4,000 miles. Gas tanks and lots of them. Okay, wow, custom purchase. On March 20, 1936, Amelia ordered her Lockheed Electra 10E custom specifications, including auxiliary fuel tanks instead of seats in the passenger compartments, a navigator station near the rear, as well as supplemental radio and navigation equipment. Now we're going to go up here. This is where the pilots would sit. Boy, this is low now. Look at all those gauges. Wow, look at that. Look at those steering wheels. Well, I guess you call them black steering wheels. Look at all the levers. It's kind of dark in here, but you kind of get an idea. That was the cockpit area right here. Wow. It is cramped. I'm not going to try to sit in there. That just kind of gives you an idea of what the inside of it looks like. Okay, I'm going to get out of here now. I'm not very tall, and I have to really bend down to get in there. We'll take another look at the plane here. Don't worry, I will be taking pictures. I think I'm just about done. I don't know what's upstairs. We may go take a look up here in just a minute. Let me go back around over here. Oh yeah, I'm definitely going to take pictures of this before we leave. Let's round on this side. I'll never forget the day she and her father came to the field. I liked her on sight. Anita Snook. Okay, that's her friend that she learned how to fly with Amelia. A pioneer in her own right. Anita Snook was Amelia's first flight instructor. Okay, Anita Snook was Amelia's first flight instructor. Okay. All right. George Putnam supported Amelia even before their marriage, guiding her sky. See, I didn't know she was married. George Putnam. Okay, I didn't know she was married. George Palmer Putnam had a varied career like Amelia, a military man who served in both world wars. He also a publisher, author, and public relations expert. After a groundbreaking flight across the Atlantic in 1928, he helped Amelia publish and promote her first book. Oh, okay. Married to trailblazing Amelia, George Palmer Putnam was a pioneer himself. In 1926, he led an expedition to the Arctic to help scientists from the American Museum of Natural History collect specimens to study and display. Oh, okay. Eleanor Roosevelt was Amelia's friend and supporter, as well as a groundbreaking First Lady. Amelia is one of those most fascinating people I know. She never seems to think that any of these things she does requires any courage. Eleanor Roosevelt. Okay. Let's go down here. Amelia is a grand person for such a trip because in addition to being a fine companion and pilot, she can take her hardships as well as a man and work like one. Fred Noonan was her navigator. Fred Noonan was an accomplished navigator with skills Amelia came to rely on. Okay. Navigating without instruments requires skill to avoid costly errors. That would be. Okay. You know, I think we've been all the way around. I'm going to go up and see what's upstairs. I'm going to go upstairs and see what's up here. I think we're just about done. I got to take some pictures. I think we're just about done. Oh, they even got an elevator if you want to take an elevator. Let's go upstairs and see what they got. It's not very big, but it's full of information about her life as a child and all that, growing up and becoming an aviator. By uncanny powers, Fred Noonan managed to navigate us back to the airport without being able to see anything but the waves beneath our plane. Oh, wow. It says, above the clouds. Fred said that when I flew again, he was ready to go along. Above, Amelia and Fred at the Carapito Airport, their third stop on their 28,000-mile route circling the globe along the equator, June 2nd, 1937. Okay. When she was first planning her world flight, Amelia reportedly balked at bringing along a navigator. She had completed her other record-breaking flight solo. She was confident in her abilities. Amelia decided that she needed a partner with a navigator she trusted, especially to cross the vast Pacific. As they flew together, Amelia and Fred's respect for each other grew, and they worked as an inseparable team. Here's a sextant right here. Aircraft clock, headphones, The Airplane, Its Engine, a book that all about that. Air navigation. We'll look at all the stuff you'd have to learn and study. Oh my goodness. Just books after books after books. Amelia and Fred used multiple methods to circumnavigate the globe. Wow. Amelia navigated many of her record-breaking flights on her own, but she wanted a skilled navigator like Fred Noonan to accompany her around the world, given the challenges of familiar territory and long ocean crossings. Amelia and Fred used a number of navigational tools and techniques to reach each destination. The first, known as the Dead Reckoning, was a simple estimate of location based on direction and speed over time. Secondly, they were able to get bearings from radio signals transmitted from ships or stations on land, and they were impressed with the accuracy of the new radio direction finder technology. Finally, Fred's navigational skills included celestial navigation, using the angle of the stars or suns over the horizon to determine position. Okay. Wow. Amelia's final flight took her across the Pacific, aiming for tiny Howland Island. Amelia started by flying west from California to Hawaii. She planned to begin her world flight in March of 1937 with a difficult Pacific crossing, but the Lockheed Electra 10 crashed on takeoff in Hawaii. Weather patterns shifted by the time the Electra was ready to fly again, so Amelia decided to head east on her second attempt. Amelia and Fred left Lae, New Guinea for Howland Island on July 2nd, 1937. The flight, a grueling 2,556 miles, was a serious test of stamina. This leg was the longest of the trip and approached the limits of the Lockheed Electra's range. As she neared Howland Island, Amelia was unable to make reliable contact with the U.S. Coast Guard. And that's when she had her wreck in Hawaii. Her final transmission, the Itasca crew realized with mounting horror that Amelia was unable to hear their transmissions. Further, the ship's radio equipment could not tune in to the Electra's frequency to provide a direction. Amelia's final transmission conveyed increasing desperation as she and Fred searched for signals of their destination. We must be on. Okay, let me start over again. We must be on you, but cannot see you. But gas is running low. Been unable to reach you by radio. We are flying at 1,000 feet. Boy, that would be awful. Yeah. The United States poured resources into searching for the lost aviators, involving both the Navy and Coast Guard. The 17-day search by air and sea was the most expensive in U.S. history to that point. Over $4 million, over $71 million in today's dollars, were spent covering 150,000 square miles surrounding Howland Island. Wow, that's so sad. What happened to Amelia and Fred remains a mystery. What happened to Amelia and Fred remains a mystery. Dedicated seekers across the globe have proposed, explored, and debated numerous theories over the years. Yeah. I know there's been all kind of theories. Crash and sank. Many who have studied Amelia's disappearance think that the flyers, unable to find Howland Island, ran out of fuel and were forced down the Pacific. Some wonder whether the Electra might have floated for a time before sinking beneath the waves, which could have enabled Amelia and Fred to inflate their emergency rafts. Reverse course. Some researchers argue that Amelia and Fred faced headwinds and turned back, worried that there was not enough fuel to reach their destination. Investigators are currently exploring the waters near Buca Island, where a submerged wreck sits in 100 feet of water. Castaway. Nicaragua Island lies along the line of position that Amelia reported searching in her last confirmed transmission. Some people think that Amelia was able to call for help after landing there, as numerous radio listeners on or around Pacific Islands claim to hear distress calls from the downed aviators after they disappeared. Captured. Now this one I hear about all the time. With international tensions increasing during the lead up to World War II, some have argued that Amelia and Fred were captured by the Japanese after crash landing on one of the Marshall Islands. The theory holds that they were suspected spies that their flight over Japanese-controlled territory would provide intel valuable to the United States military. Captive in Saipan. If Amelia and Fred were held by the Japanese military, they might have been imprisoned on the island of Saipan. Some suggest that they and their plane were moved from their Jalut atoll, though the fate remains the subject of much debate. Yeah, it's crazy. Assumed identity. Some believe that Amelia was rescued and returned to the United States under an assumed name, Irene Bolam. Proponents of this theory argue that she changed her identity to avoid the public eye. Superstar status meant she would lack privacy. I don't know. That one's kind of iffy. I don't know. The theory continues. Researchers are actively investigating leads, hoping to uncover conclusive evidence and bring an end to the mystery of Amelia's disappearance. One high-profile search was led by Dr. Robert Ballard, the underwater explorer and oceanographer who discovered the wreck of the RMS Titanic, captain of the exploration vessel Nautilus. He has searched the reefs around Nicaragua Island for signs of Amelia's lost Electra. I really don't know. There's all, like I said, there's all kind of theories. Here's a look from upstairs. Now that would take a really good picture. I think we're done, guys. I think we're done. I think I'm going to stop here and take some pictures. I hope you enjoyed this. I think it's a really nice museum. It's well put together. They do have a lot of hands-on things that you can do. Now here's this plane here, stealth aircraft. Amelia often tried to avoid publicity, though her Lockheed Electra was pretty flashy. With today's technology, even large aircraft can fly under the radar, a detection system that measures how radio waves bounce off an object, revealing its position and speed. Stealth aircraft rely on specialized shapes and materials to avoid reflecting radio waves and the detectors. And there's a picture of it right there. Okay, well, I think we're done. Oh, look up there. Constellation and all that up there. Okay, so I think we're going to call it a day. I'm going to take some pictures. Hope you enjoyed exploring Amelia Earhart Museum today with us. Yeah, it was quite an interesting drive, if I could just say the least. All right, guys. I think we're going to go. Hope you enjoyed this video today. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share. And like always, we will see you on the next video. So goodbye for now. We get one more look at this airplane, and then I'm going to start taking pictures while I'm up here. That's one beautiful plane. All right, guys. We'll see you later. Be careful. Okay, we just got through touring through the Amelia Earhart Hangar Museum. We are now in Atchison, Kansas. We're going to do a drive-through, a drive-around. Right now, we're looking for someplace to get some lunch. But I thought it went really well after we finally got there. Now, if you watched my intro, you'll know what we experienced getting here. It was not a fun trip. Normally, the trips are they're fun. They're fun to go. Well, I've never been here before in my life, not ever. Never been to Atchison, Kansas. I know it's reportedly to be very haunted. But aside from that, we're here. So we're going to try to find some place to have some lunch. We were given a map, but we're not from here, so I would have no idea. We're just going to kind of... Well, there's a Casey's over there. But we are in Atchison, Kansas. No, we had a horrific time getting here. The wind was horrible. The wind didn't really start up until we got to Topeka, and that wind had to have been 40, 50, 60 mile an hour gusts. And it was crazy. And then road closures, road delays, road this, road repairs, road this, road that. I mean, it was crazy. And then, 45 miles an hour, 55 miles an hour, whatever. It was crazy. And then, that wasn't good. But we made it despite all that. I think we're going to take the turnpike on the way home. I'm serious. Because there's too many road closures. I mean, there's a ton of road closures. Not closures, but, work being done on these highways. But a little Chevy Nova, isn't that sharp? Boy, I like that. Pretty cool. So, hope you... of course, I'll probably get it edited this evening. We are 4 hours, technically, from home. But it might be longer than that because we're going to stop and get a bite to eat, and then we'll drive around Atchison for a little bit. But, yeah, today is Thursday, the 14th of May. It's about 10 till 1. We got here about 11. That's a nice little museum. It really is. It's full of all kinds of information about Amelia, her childhood, her parents, everything. It's real informative. And then, of course, her career as a pilot until she was tragically disappeared. And there's all kind of theories on what might have happened. Nobody really knows for sure. But yeah, we are getting closer now. Having never been here before, I'm looking for the downtown area. So that may take a while because I really don't know where I'm at. Other than, of course, Atchison somewhere. That's what I meant. But yeah. Yeah, it's a nice little museum. It's only been open for 3 years. It's just really nice. There's all kind of interactive things to do. I think most of it's for the kids, but there are a lot of things that you can do there if you so desire. I did not do any of the displays today, or the interactive stuff today. I think we're just about to the main downtown area. We're still looking for a restaurant. Hopefully we can find one. They got a little park over here. That's a cool little park. I like that. We might have to drive by that after a while. Yeah, this is going to be a drive-through, drive-around, whatever tour of Atchison, Kansas. With my old dash cam here. It took less than 2 hours. Oh, look, they got an old depot. Oh, we've got to go by that. We have to go by that. I'll go by that after a while. They got an old depot. We're going to go by that here in a little bit. There's no O'Reilly's over there. We go to McDonald's. I don't think we want... Oh, look at this bridge. Oh, I've got to go check out this bridge. Let's go check out this bridge real quick. And then we'll get back to downtown Atchison. I think we're right here at it. The downtown area, but I've got to go see if we can cross this bridge. And they got Fox Theater, it looks like. Yeah, it's right over there now. I don't know how to get over there to it, but We'll find out, I suppose. Hopefully. We got that adjusted right. Okay. We got scooters. Some scooters are everywhere anymore. I think this might be a four-way stop. Okay, what's coming? We're going to go on. Oh, you know what? Is that even? Oh, yeah, it's still a bridge. It's still a bridge. I say, I hope it's not being worked on or something, but I don't think it is. I just got to figure out how to get over there. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, I see something. I see an old bridge. Oh, I have got to go out and take some pictures of it at least. Let's go take a look at it. I don't know how to get over there actually. I really don't. Oh, wait a minute. It's right here. I think I can get this far if I can't get any further. But we'll go take a look at it, and we're gonna just I'm just gonna park right here. We'll take a few pictures. It's private property, so I can't go too far. I might be able to go on down and around. I'm not sure, but I will be right back. Okay, let's get out of here. Got another idea. Uh-oh. Okay, here we go. Now we're out of here. Okay. Ideas. Oh yeah. Look at this. I can go down here and get some more pictures. That's what I'm going to do. I don't even know where we're at. Oh, there's that patio she was talking about. She can eat out on the patio, but look, that place is packed.
It's expensive too.
I bet it is. Oh, I knew it would be.
Everything
Yeah.
she's telling you about
It's
is
expensive, I know.
very expensive.
And we're not going to go to any of those places. I just thought we could find some places that we could afford. This thing's starting up again. Well, we got some more pictures of the old bridge and the newer bridge. Pretty cool. That was unexpected. That was unexpected. Pretty cool though. I like that. Trying to find an old bridge like that. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Ooh, I don't know where I'm going here. Huh. Don't know where I was going here. Let's go on over here a little bit. Just kind of roam around here a little bit. Okay, they want to turn too, so we'll let them go. Okay. Well, how do you get this? We're going to try to get on that bridge over there if we can. I'm not sure how to get over there. We're going to try it. Now they're wanting to turn. Well, I guess I'm not going to want to turn. Let's go on down here. All he could tell me was it was the Atchison Bridge, railroad bridge. I don't have a date or none of that. I'm going to try to turn here if I can, but I don't know. I guess it's a four-way stop. I think we're going to go this way. Hope this wasn't a mistake. I don't know what we're doing here. They must be working on the tracks or something. Oh gosh, I don't know if we should turn up here or not. Well, I don't know when they should start turning around because I don't know what they're doing. I don't see a train in sight. I don't know. Oh, there it goes. Okay. There it goes. Alright. They must be working on them or something. We're going to go over this blue bridge here. I did get pictures of it. Amelia Earhart Memorial Bridge. Wow, check this out. This is not cool. See, you never know what you're going to find in these towns. You never know. We're just going to drive across and then drive back. And then drive back. Pretty cool. Missouri state line. Well, I'll be. Okay, we're going to turn around and then we'll go back. And we'll continue our tour of Atchison. And maybe find a place to eat. Please turn around this Sinclair gas station here real quick. Yeah, we will, honey. We sure will. That's fine. Did you find a place to eat, maybe? No? Okay. Well, we'll look around a little bit. We'll look around here a little bit. Okay, now let's go back across. We'll continue our tour of Atchison, Kansas, and then we'll hopefully we can find some place to eat here. History, mystery. Alright. And here's this pretty cool old, it's not old, but, well, it might be old. They painted it. Baby blue, kind of a baby bluish color. Now we're going back into Kansas now. That's got icing on the cake today. We got to take pictures of an old railroad bridge and going across this bridge now. Pretty cool, pretty cool, pretty cool. Okay, now we're going to get into the lane and we're going to get back to downtown. Downtown there, doggone it. Okay. I think we'll have to turn left up here. Get back across these tracks before we come back down again. I think I'm going to go one more block down. I think this is where we stopped, so I think I'm next to go though. Okay. Alright, well, we did that okay.
What kind of food did you want to eat?
Oh, I don't care, honey. Just whatever you want. Whatever sounds good, it don't matter to me. It don't matter to me. I think we're going to turn left here. They had an old depot, looked like a house, but the guy was standing right in front of it. So I didn't get any pictures of it. But I think we're basically in downtown area. I'm going to go on up ahead because I see a very interesting looking building on up ahead. The sun didn't actually try to come out. It was cloudy when we first got here. Look at this building on your right. Isn't that cool? Look at that. That is really cool. I bet that's an old building too. I wonder what that is. It's right there to your right. A great big, look at that. Is that cool or what? That's your post office, believe it or not. Well, I'll be. Okay, well let's. Oh yeah, they got all kinds of restaurants here. Just finding one. I think we're going to turn right here. Oh yeah, we found their downtown. And this is it. This downtown Atchison.
They don't have anything it's all like $20.
I know. There's a Rudolph's. Look out. That looks like an old building. Well, they're probably all old. They're all old, but yeah. It's so neat. I'm going to drive down a little bit, and then we're going to turn around. I'll go back down the other way. And, uh-oh. Strong Body Shop. They got them a GTO up there. Isn't that cool? There's a La Maria Mexican restaurant. There's a steakhouse around here somewhere.
Yeah, you will be paying out.
It'd probably be pretty expensive though, yeah. I'm going to go on down, then we're going to turn around and go back the other way. Well, they do have a lot of old buildings here. They said it was a lot of old buildings here in Atchison. Oh, they got a Salvation Army. It don't look like it's open. No, it doesn't look like it's open. Okay, well, I think we're going to turn around and we'll go back the other way.
What I want to do is I'm home.
Yeah, just let me look around here a little bit, then we'll go. Okay, we'll turn around here. We're going to go back and do this again. That's kind of strange. Those must be supports or something. I don't know where to go. Here, we'll just turn down this way. Oh, look at this old building over here to your right. Wow. Big old building. Shopping and dining up here. It says either way, so we might go up here.
Yeah. Taco Bell. Or McDonald's.
Okay. Oh, I was going to go buy that too. I'm going to go buy that here and just... Yeah, we either one to be fine. Either one would be fine. That'd be okay. That sounds good. Yep, sounds good. Let's try that.
I don't think they got them. You'll have to buy a pizza one because I don't think they got them.
Let me go and look. I mean, I'll go and ask. How's that? I'll go and ask first. Okay, here. I'm kind of on a little side road
that's
here.
That's a one-way road there.
Well,
I guess you can go down the way.
Yeah, I think we go that way. Oh, there's that Gambino's right down there.
Yeah.
Is that where you get in?
I guess so. Rick, what are you doing?
Yeah, that's where it is.
Yeah. No, you just buy your pizzas in there.
Oh, they're on buffet?
And,
Okay.
there's no buffet.
Okay. There's that steakhouse she's talking about. It's right there.
Jeez. Must be in Wichita. Looks like it's a multi-ranch here on the
I don't know.
4th.
Supposed to go. Okay. That's what I should.
Just go back to time.
Okay. Well, we'll turn. We're going up here. I'll do that. guess I can go next. You gonna let me go next? Okay, I guess so. Huh. A little bit different Main Street. I guess I can go. I don't know. Huh. I've noticed they don't have any traffic lights here. It's all four-way stops. Maybe a whole other part over on that side too. I don't know. There might be a single over there too. Look around a little bit. Okay. Now. Sure. I'm going up a little ways back over there. Well, waiting on me, I guess. Huh.
So where are you going?
I'm gonna try to find that Taco Bell or something. I'll probably find
It's right next to you.
Oh, I guess it is. Okay. I guess we just
From
go
there,
there.
you could go right over here to Sonic.
Okay. Well, which would you rather have?
Just go right over here.
Okay. We can do that. That'll work. Okay. Over here somewhere. Here, let's just go through here. Yeah, I think this will work right here. Well, we may change our mind here in a minute. It's kind of nice under the shade. Exit down this way. Okay. We got a drive through as well. All right, now.
Just go to Main Street.
Head toward Main Street.
And then make a right.
Your route avoids a road closure. You're on the best route. You should reach your destination by 1722.
All right.
In 800 feet, turn right onto
You're
US
supposed to
59
turn on
South,
Main
US
Street.
73.
maybe not. Maybe
No.
we're supposed to go this way.
Yeah. Oh, the old depot. That's so cool. I like that. Oh, that's our visitor center. Wow. Cool. I think it's kind of windy. We'll go under all the windows. Okay. Now I gotta get near the lane.
At the light, turn right onto US 59 South, US 73.
Might need to pick out of there just real quick. Thanks, honey.
Yeah, when we get on the turnpike and we find a place where we can get off of it, we can get home, our way home real good.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why we buy such huge bottle glasses of tea for. Don't drink quarter out of it.
Oh, that's cool. Oh.